one of the things that as I was listening to everything and also listening to having people go into the center, it enforced the idea for me that, you have to pause and kind of listen to what's going on around you before you attempt to lead. 'Cause you're walking into a culture or a situation or a project that has different vibes, so you have to kind of navigate through that.
Yep.
And it's all important.
Yep.
So, and then figuring out how to bring everybody together.
So what law, what law would that reflect if you had to say? Which of the 21 laws? Okay, I'll tell you which one.
60.
Yeah, number 60. That's the law. That's the law of connection.
Yeah. I mean, you
have to connect with your heart first.
Yeah, you have to build a relationship. If you have nothing.
Right.
If you don't have trust from the other people,
That's right.
To work with other people. Look, I need your help on this,
Yep.
and they're not going to help you or be, buy into what you're trying to do if you have not built that trust and that relationship in the past.
They buy into you before they buy into
Right.
the vision.
I mean, the specific task is irrelevant.
Yes, sir. And then we can wrap it up in just a second.
For me, as we were doing these activities today, I was picturing, do I have the right people playing the right instrument? That's critical. You talked about your inner circle. I can't have someone on the drums, that's not their skill.
Exactly.
They can't keep the beat moving. I need to have the right people on the drums, the right people playing the medals, the right people being the shakers, the right people. And so as I was doing these activities, I'm trying to think of who are my drummers, who are my people that are keeping the pulse of my building, and who are my shakers, so I'm trying to analyze and reflect on that and look at it from that angle, make sure that the rhythm is kept because we have the right people in the right spot.
It's a law of teamwork.
Yes.
Yep. Leaders find a way for the team to win. You have to know what everybody's strengths are. Are you a coach?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
I couldn't play it. You wouldn't let me play, by the way. Sometimes also I think you have to, the leader, be willing to step outside of what's comfortable. You got to be willing to do something goofy or something that's not where you would normally put yourself, but that's what comes with it.
Yeah. That's where growth happens. And I learned as much from you in this situation as you might have gotten from me. I learn something every time I lead a group like this because every group is different. Every group is different. I could go work with another school district down the street and the dynamic would be completely different. So I learned from you all. Anybody else want to say? Yes, ma'am. She says she don't want the microphone.
I don't need a microphone. Michael, I don't need a microphone.
Never have.
Never have. Thank you. I like the piece of the organization and the drumbeat and the rhythm. And I think it's important that each one of us with our different instruments represents stakeholders in the organization. And when you look at the circles, there are also layers of the organization. And what's interesting is just like the drums are kind of your inner circle of that rhythm that helps you keep things out of chaos. There's multiple layers of those drums even today. And each layer represents a layer of not only stakeholders, but also rhythm keepers. And those rhythm keepers, really all of us as administrators in some fashion or form, are rhythm keepers within our various departments. And as stakeholders, those rhythm keepers have to be valued and also understood that they may not be the innermost circle, they may be a further out circle, but they're a rhythm keeper.
Yeah.
And that we are one beat within the midst of multiple layers of an organization. But that one stakeholder has to be represented just as much as any other instrument. And I think that's very important. Our kids are an instrument too. And they are a stakeholder, just like our parents. But there is one rhythm keeper, and that is this room.
I don't need a microphone.
Yeah.
That was good.
So I think that puts a bow on the whole thing. It's so true. It's so true. And so I want to end by saying your music, I don't know what your perception of your music was today, but it was wonderful, it was spirited, and it was organized. And oftentimes it's not. It's not, because people don't get it. And I forgot to mention this, but now I know I didn't have to. I wanted you to look at everything through an education bias. I wanted you to look at every activity that we did, every new learning, instrument changing, all that through an education bias, so that you could understand, how the kids view things. And the fact that each time we went up a level, we were learning a new skill, we were learning something different. And we went there together. So that was really nice. So I want to thank you, Mike, for bringing me up here. It's been a pleasure to be with you guys, and I wish you the best, and thank you, and I'm honored to be here and spend time with you.
All right.
Alex, one more thing. You have to thank your inner circle, okay? This is my friend Mary. You guys did a great job, my inner circle, and you all became a part of the inner circle, but you didn't know it, and you did a great job.
Thank you so much, John. I also want to thank two people that came today as part of John's inner circle. We didn't meet them until about 7:20 this morning. Adam Behringer, who's a friend of mine, and my brother Carl Newman, who he and I have done a presentation in Riverside before, and so they're a familiar face for our Riverside administrators. But thank Adam and Carl for your time this morning, your volunteering to come up and help us out to get the rhythm and the heartbeat of the organization started today. We're going to continue with a break here. We're going to have a little break, and we're going to get back together in about 13 minutes.